This is a sports catastrophe production. Hey there, Heather, ho there. It's Chuck and Diamond. Welcome you to another sports catastrophe birthday boy. And the birthday boy for today, June the 6th, on D-Day, as it seems to be. He is a Boston Bruins icon, but people forget that he used to play for the Vancouver Canucks way back in the day. He played from 1983 to 1986 in the NHL. He's known as Bam Bam Cam. He was inducted to the Hockey Hall of Fame in 2005. He's 57 years old. He is Cam Neely. So Cam Neely was from British Columbia, and he played for Portland of the Western Hockey League. Thinking, wait, Portland is in Oregon. Yeah, but the Western Hockey League has a few teams in the United States. I believe they have the most of the three leagues, Quebec, Ontario, and the Western. I think Quebec doesn't have any team in the America anywhere. But anyway, Portland, he helped them win the Memorial Cup, becoming the first U.S.-based team to claim the cup in 1983, shocking the Canadian establishment. In the 1983 NHL draft, he would be drafted. He would be drafted 9th overall. Minnesota completely decided to go patriotic with Brian Lawton, a center from a U.S. high school, which actually was a flop. Hartford went with Sylvain Turgeon, who was decent, but not perfect. The Islanders got Pat LaFontaine third, which was a good move. Steve Yzerman went fourth to Detroit. That was a good move. Buffalo took Tom Brassel fifth, which was weird. A goalie in the top 10. Devils took John McClain from Oshawa, like sixth pick. Ross Cordno went seventh to the Leafs, and then the Leafs subsequently got traded away. Winnipeg went with Andrew McBain, jeez. And then Vancouver went with Cam Neely. So Cam Neely was drafted 9th by the Canucks. Played 3 seasons for them. And it was okay. But then Vancouver decided to go for Barry Patterson. So they traded Neely and Vancouver's first round pick. First pick in the 1987 NHL draft, which was the 3rd overall pick. It ended up being, and Boston took Glenn Leslie, who was a serviceable defenseman for him, for Boston and Carolina, for the need for Barry Patterson. They were not impressed with Neely's defense and all that. He didn't see a lot of playing time because he was behind Stan Smale, Vancouver legend, and Tony Tanti. But almost immediately, Boston fleeced Vancouver. Patterson was nowhere to be found as a Vancouver Canuck. And Cam Neely got more confidence. He scored 36 goals to lead the Bruins in his first year with the club. And basically, he was spending a lot of time in the penalty box. But Mike Milbury said, you got to pick your spots. Neely's success was his hard, accurate shot, quick release, and his willingness to be physical and all that. He was basically a power forward. Unfortunately, though, his career took a giant halt in 1991. I did a On This Day about this last year. But anyway, during Game 3 of the Wales Conference Finals, he was checked by Ulf Samuelsson and got injured. He tried to come back for Game 6, but again, a hit to the knee happened. The Bruins were up 2-0 in that conference final series and almost went back to the Stanley Cup for the second time in a row, which would have been huge. Boston against Minnesota. Boston probably would have won the Stanley Cup in 1991. Unfortunately, Neely would develop myositis ossificans. It's 2 syndromes characterized by muscle calcification. Neely would only play 22 games in the next 2 seasons and would only play 162 games after the hit in total. It was amazing how one hit could change the fortunes of 2 clubs. Boston went on a bit of a slide without Cam Neely, and Pittsburgh came back from that 2-0 series deficit to win the conference final and win the cup in the meantime. However, Neely did get 50 goals in 44 games in 94. Unfortunately, it's not official because the NHL says that it has to be the 50th game of the team's thing. He was regularly scratched as a healthy he was a healthy scratcher in alternate games to rest his ailing knee. So logically, he couldn't play back-to-back games, but he did sometimes do that. But anyway, Neely would actually have a degenerative hip condition that forced him to retire after 96 at age 31. However, he actually had the tip of his right pinky finger was cut off through his glove, requiring 10 to 15 stitches to repair. Fortunately, though, Neely did come back in that game. Anyway, Neely did win the Masterton Trophy in '94, which is given to the player who has determination to be in the NHL. Such winner, well, Bill Masterton was the first. Then the guy who was named after it is the only player to die from an on-ice incident in the NHL, in which he was accidentally checked by a couple of Oakland Seals players in 1968. Carey Price won the Masterton Trophy this year in 2022, so he had the determination and all that because Carey Price went through the substance abuse program and didn't really play a lot, but he still played. Boston retired his number 8 easily. And Neely was named second team All-Star at right wing in 88, 90, 91, 94. He still is the all-time player goal scorer in Boston history with 55. Not even Marchand or Bergeron have done that. Neely thought he could come back in 1998, but he failed miserably. So he retired. And in 2005, he was inducted to the Hockey Hall of Fame, named vice president of the Boston Bruins, president of the Bruins in 2010. First season, lo and behold, he saw the Canucks and Bruins, his two NHL teams, play each other in the Stanley Cup final. And unfortunately for Vancouver and for Canada, for that matter, Boston ended up winning the series in Game 7 in Vancouver, of all things. Neely got to lift the cup that eluded him as a player. Neely grew up in Maple Ridge, British Columbia, and actually is a childhood friend of Larry Walker, which was amazing and all that. Neely and Walker would play against each other in hockey tournaments and all that. So Cam Neely has been married to his wife since 1986 and has 2 children. In the NHL, he would put up 395 goals, 694 points in 726 regular season games. In the playoffs, 57 goals in 93 games. That's pretty impressive. Winning the Memorial Cup in 1983. 5-time All-Star Game competitor. Oh, yeah, that's right. I was going to say he was the guy who scored the winning goal in the All-Star Game in Boston in 1996, but that's Ray Bork. Sorry. He was the second All-Star team 4 times. Number 8 retired. Yeah, he's got some stuff and all that. He was actually a bar patron in the Cheers episode, The Improbable Dream. And Neely became a hockey-playing firefighter who wreaks havoc doing a police fireman hockey game in Rescue Me. Neely was in 3 Jim Carrey episodes, films, Dumb and Dumber, Me, Myself, and Irene, and Dumb and Dumber 2, being Seabass, who's the dead man who hit me with a salt shaker. Kick his ass, Seabass. Yep, good old Seabass. Well, I'm not going to call him Seabass because that's a little bit of an insult, don't you think? Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond, I do.